Thank you for
Yes.
joining everyone. Okay. So just we recorded script, how to we can record the script, how to we can do for the end-to-end testing as a perform testing using load runner. We are seen, right? So we'll start with the some testing process will be there. We can start with the testing process. Like in load runner, already I explained, right? We'll give for the training load runner and JMeter. Both tools will give for the training. So once we'll complete for the entire load runner concepts. So like we have the load runner 5 components. What are there means virtual user generator and controller and agent process, load generator, analyzer. So what is the virtual user generator? Anyone? Already we discussed, right? What is the virtual user generator? Hello?
Record and enhancement of script statements.
Yes, we can record the
To
business
record and
flow
enhancement of
and
script
generate for the script statement purpose. We can use for the virtual user generator. Okay, good. Next, what is controller?
design the scenario and execute with multiple users.
Yes, we can design the scenario and execute with the multiple user point of view. We are using for the controller. What is the analyzer?
To determine
Yes,
the
please.
find the bottleneck.
Yeah, so analyze are nothing but we can analyze the results to find out for the bottlenecks or issues or errors, whatever maybe we can call it as in our terminology, sub bottleneck. So means if you executed in the test in controller, what are the results is generated? Those results we can analyze in the using for the analyzer component. Using the analyzer, we can analyze the results, like how the results will be going, like each and every transaction we are meeting response time as per SLA we are meeting or not. As same to we need to check with the CPU memory is good or not. So this is the way we need to find the if it is any bottleneck will be there not there. Maybe we are good for the response time for each and every transaction we are meeting SLA, then we are good to send that results to the our team or stakeholders. So that is the things we can do for the analyzer. Going to the load generator. So what is the load generator means? It will be generate the load against the application. Like if you are 1000 users executing, means in 1000 user point of view, you need for the some configuration details. Like each and every load generator we need to give for the some configurations like CPU and memory, and these all things we need to install. See, load generator nothing but it's one of the mission only. We can install for this all things, like what are the configuration details we need, CPU, memory, these all things will be there in load generator. So that is why you need to add the load generator. So that is why load generator nothing but it will be generate the load against the application. So what is the agent process? So what is the agent process means? It is the establish the connection between load generator to controller. Means see, load generator to controller, some connection will be how it is happen means it is an interface between the controller and load generator. We can call it as a agent process. So it's clear everyone, is the 5 components. We have the load runner 5 components. What are there? Virtual user generator and controller and agent process and load generator and analyzer. So going to the load runner architecture. So how it will be their load runner architecture we can discuss today. Okay. Okay. So I think so we'll discuss load runner architecture. Okay, load runner architecture. So we know for the load runner architecture, what are the things will be there. We know for the components, VUSM and controller and analyzer. Okay, and after that we have the each and everything. We have the load generators will be there. Load generator 1 and load generator 2 and load generator 3, assume. Okay, and after that we have the servers we have. So what are the servers we have means we have the web server, app server, and DB server. So now say we'll give for the say first one will be vUser. We can call it as a virtual user generator. We can call it as a say simply vUser. And after that, next what we can call controller. We know for the one more argument controller and analyzer. So here we have the LG. LG nothing but load generator. Load generator LG. You can call it as a LG means load generator. And LG1 and LG2. So same to we have the servers we have. So what are servers means web server, app server means application server, and as simple DB server. DB nothing but database server. So this is the architecture. Like we know for the this is the components. So you can observe LG also components. These all will be servers. So for example, after complete for the reason we are done for the scripting. So after script is completed, you want to execute the test in the where we can execute the test. Again, we are executing the controller. So controller 2 you are doing for the execution. Then what will happen? So controller 2 it is going to the load generator. So what is the you are for example you are clicking the username enter password enter you click in the login button. Then what will happen? The request will be controller to it is going to the load generator. So the request is going to the controller to load generator. You have the how many load generators? It will go to the each and every load generator. So means we are sending the request from the controller to load generator. How it is going load generator controller means using for the agent process. We told right we have the component is the agent process. So that is the agent process nothing but is establish the connection between controller to load generator. You are sending one request. So that request how it is going means using for the load gen agent process. We can call it as a agent process. So without agent process it is not going to the here to somewhere agent process. Means using the agent process only it is going to the our agent process AP. I am giving just shortcut AP. AP nothing but agent process means the request we are sending for the login. That request how it is going means through agent process going to the load generator. So what will happen? The load generator will be the request will be sent to the first will be web server. The request will send to the web server. So each and every load generator it will send to the request to the this web server. Then web server what can do? This web server it will send to the app server the request, and finally app server it sent to the DB server. Then what will happen? So for example you are enter username password and then what will happen? You are clicking the login button. Then this request will going to the through agent process going to the LG2 is going to the web server, and again web server it is sent to the request to the app server, and DB server it sent to the app server DB server. And what will happen? The DB server, for example, username is Kiran, username password will be Kiran123. Then it will check for the DB server. Okay, it is a username is Kiran and username password Kiran123 will be there, not there, it will check. If it is there, then it will send the response. Okay, it will be there, go to the next page. It will be there, go to the next page. And means you are send the request and you are getting the response. So, okay, Kiran123 and Kiran username will be there in database. So you are successfully login, go to the next page. it will send that message to the app server, like response message. And app server, same message sent to the web server. And web server again, it will send to the LG. And finally, it will come to the controller, like as a agent. So this, we are sending the request and we are getting the response. This round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. We can call it as a response time. So how is we are measuring response time, right? Each and every transaction, how we can measure means using this response time. See, for example, you are sending the request. So you are sending the request to the each LG first. Okay, how many LGs we have? Each LG we are sending the request. So, and here also we are sending for the request to the web server, and web server also to send to the request to the which one? App server. So means this is the everything is coming from the request. We are sending this is the request. So after request is checked in the DB server, if it is a database there, then it will send the response. Okay, can go to the next page. So that is the response. Means this round trip of request and response, we can call it as a transaction response time. We can call it as a response time. Means we are sending again response. Maybe sometimes you can observe your enter username password and again it will send to the like, okay, your username password is all wrong. That is also we can consider as a response message only, but that is the invalid, means that is a failed message. So means that is also we can call it as a response only, but that will be invalid response. So that is why we need to, how we can measure the transaction response time is like this. We can measure the transaction response time, like we are sending the request like this, like in controller. So one user login and it is going to this LG, and after that this LG, it will send the request to the web server, and web server, it will find and it will send to the same request to the app server, and app server also this request sent to the database server. So database server, it will check for the username password. If it is there, then it will send message like, okay, username password is there and it is a login is successfully, go to the next page message. That is the response message sent to the app server. App server, same message will send to the web server. Web server sent to these LGs, and LGs finally it sent to the controller. So this, we are sending the request, we are getting the response. This round trip of request, we can call it as a response time. So this is the load runner architecture. So load runner architecture also very important. So means how the request is going, how the response we are getting. We have the load runner architectures. What are the things will be there? You need to know, means these all things will be, you need to must will be know. So means you are sending the request, you are getting for the response. That is the called response time. So everyone is clear, or anyone any doubt regarding this? So this is the load runner architecture. Now we'll go to the next point. After load runner architecture is completed, we'll move to the here. Like we have the PT lifecycle will be there. PT lifecycle nothing but performance testing lifecycle. So maybe you need to do for the performance testing, you need to start the performance testing means we need to follow the some testing process. Like if anyone asks for the what is the PT lifecycle, otherwise what is the which process following your organization, what is our roles and responsibility, you need to give for this is the answer. Like we need to start with the POC nothing but proof of concept, and non-functional requirement gathering, and test plan and workload model preparation. Then moving to the test data means we need, for example, username password will be there. As a recording point of view, we need to create only one user, but realistic environment, what will happen? For example, we are 6 members will be there. Each and everyone we have the Facebook will be there. Each and everyone the credential will be different, right? So means you need to execute with the multiple user point of view, means you need for the multiple user data. Like you are executing 100 user means you need for the 100 username, 100 password for the unique data. So that is why you need to prepare the test data also. And after that, fifth point onwards, you can observe script recording and enhancements, design scenario and test execution, result analysis, reporting and recommendation, risk and mitigation. I think everyone will be understand that fifth onwards, because you can observe script recording enhancements where we can do.
Fusion.
Sorry?
Fusion.
Okay, what happened? Remaining people are not talking. Only Rani only is talking. Everyone able to understand or not? So you can observe fifth step onwards. So you can observe script recording and analysis. Means where we can recording script. Vimala, where we are recording the script? Anusha?
Virtual user generated.
Yes, very good. So means script recording and where we are doing is virtual user generator. And after that, next we are doing for the design scenario and test execution. Where we are doing for the design scenario and test execution?
In controller.
Controller. Yes. Good. So means you are doing for the design scenario nothing but number of users, like how many users we want to test the execution, and how to we can design scenario, that everything we are doing in the controller. So after that, result analysis and reporting and recommendation, where we can do analyzer, right?
Yes.
So using the analyzer, we can do for the results analysis and reporting recommendation. Means this 5 to 10 steps will be, we know, but you can observe in the PT life cycle we have the POC also will be there. So what is the POC? So POC nothing but actually it is a brand new project. Okay, as of now no one did for the performance testing. It is a new project. Only our team only we need to do for the performance testing. Actually they don't know for the which tool they need to use, and they don't know for the we need to do the web protocol or any other protocol. So they don't know anything for the application point of view. So then you need to start performance testing. Then we need to prepare the one proof of concept, like we need to prepare one document. Like how to we can prepare that document means proof of concept nothing but we should understand the architecture of the application, and we should understand the business flow of the application. Business flow nothing but, so which application you are testing. For example, you are testing for the banking application. So what are the things you need to do? Like we need to log in, and after login, what we need to, you need to fund transfer or checkbook request. So what are the things you need to perform? So that is the business flow. You should understand the business flow, and we should know for the like which tool is compatible with this application, like it is a load runner or Neoload or JMeter, which tool is compatible with this application, and which protocol compatible with this application, like it is a whether web protocol or any other protocol it will support. And based on that, we need to simple business scenario, we can record the script and we can execute with the single user point of view, and we need to report to the client. Then we need to like, okay, we are using for the load runner tool. Using the load runner tool, we are using for the web protocol. Using the web protocol, we are recorded simple business scenario. We are getting executed with the single user. So these results we got, we need send to the report to the client. Then based on the client should understand the, okay, using for the load runner and web protocol, these results will be good. Then you can start your performance testing. They will give for the green line. So then you can start our testing. So that is the POC. So POC nothing but we should understand the application architecture, and we should understand the business flow of the application, and we should understand the which tool is compatible with this application and which protocol is compatible with this application. Based on that, we can execute with the minimal users and report to the client. Then client should understand the which protocol, which tool you need to use, and how many hours we can finish this project. He can understand. That is the POC. Is clear everyone? POC. So once POC completed, so this is only for if it is a new project only, means as of now, no one did for the perform testing, very new brand project. So then you need to follow these steps. So if you have already project will be there, directly you can start from here onwards. In the test plan onwards, you can start. Okay. So now POC is completed. Next step will be non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements means we need to gather the non-functional requirements. For example, we need to make the car. Make the car means what are the things we need? We need iron, steering, brake, and body, tires. So these all things we need, right? We need to make the car means same way you need to do for the performance testing means you need for the some requirements. So what are those requirements? Nothing but we can call it as a non-functional requirements. So what are the things means critical business transactions. So critical business transaction. What is the critical business transaction? See, for example, we can open Notepad and one business flow. We can see the what are the things it will come for the critical business transaction. For example, we can give it as a Facebook application is our project. Okay, so for here, what are the things we can do? We can launch URL, and after launch URL, we need to log in, right? Login, and after that, upload video, and next download video, and again what things we can do?
Like, share, comment.
Yeah, like, share, comment. Okay, good. Number 5th, like, and 6th point will be share, and 7th point will be post ad, and any other comment. Okay, good. Comment. Anything? Any more than that anyone can do for the other than this in Facebook?
Search profile.
Log off.
Searching the profile.
Search profile. Okay, good. Search profile. Then log out. So this will be we can do for the performance testing point of view. For here, you want to test this application means each and every transaction we can't do, because as a performance testing means, as a manual testing means they will do for the each and every step. In launch, they will test with the like application point of view also. They will check for the like spelling mistakes. They will check for the alignment. Everything they will test as a manual tester. But as a performance tester, we can't do for that kind of things. Only what are the scenarios exactly critical business transactions. So main thing, what is the critical business transaction? Nothing but which pages are mostly user accessing that application. Those pages we can call it as a critical business transaction. See, now you can observe launch URL will be there. So everyone will be without launch. Anyone can do for the any other things? No, right? So we can consider as a launch will be critical business transaction, because everyone will be do the launch. So that is why we can call it as a critical business transaction, CBT. And login. Without login, anyone can do the other than like upload video, download video, or like they can do. No, right?
No.
So login also critical business transaction, because everyone will be login, and upload video will be there. So upload video also. So you can assume you are uploading video means it will take some time or not. Yes, right? So maybe at a time we are 6 members or at a time we are uploading video, then their application will be slow, chances will be there. Means every user will be upload this video means then what will happen, their application will be slow. So that is why we need to must test the application. If it is a slow or that point of view, we need to, that is we can consider as a critical business transaction. And download video will be there. To download video also we can consider as critical business transaction. Means we need to download means based on for our network, it will be downloaded very fast or slow. That is everyone will be doing same time. That is also we can consider as a CBT. But you can observe after that like will be there. So like it is happen within the 1 second or it is take for the time. So means if it is 1,000 users or 1 lakh users at a time come also within the second only it is happen. So like is we can't consider as a critical business transaction because that is the number of users will be not do for the at a time. As same to the one more thing, the like will be if it is happen also it is not take for the more than that. So no need to test that application. No, we can call it as a non-CBT. Means this is not a CBT. Not a CBT we can give. Not a CBT. And share will be there. Share is CBT or non-CBT? Anyone guess? Share. You are doing for the sharing. So means you are doing sharing means some video or image or anything you are sharing. So it is everyone will be doing same time. That is also impact to the application. So that is also we can consider as a CBT. And post ad will be there. So that is also we can consider as a CBT because number of people accessing their application. So we can consider as that must be CBT. And comment will be there. So comment you can observe. So if you then for the comment, see for example, now I need to do for the comment means I can do now, but someone will be do sometime means everyone will not do for the at a time, and this is not a. So we can give it as a this is also not a CBT. And search profile. So search profile also you can assume this is also not a CBT because see you are searching the profile someone, so everyone will be not do at a time. So that is why their application will be load will be very less. So means maybe now I want to search from the someone, okay, some Sadik or Anusha, anyone means just I search now, but maybe they also not do for the same time. So that is why this is not a critical business transaction. And logout will be there. Logout will be critical business transaction. And means everyone will be logout will be happen at a time also is possible. So this is the way we can consider as a CBT, critical business transaction. Means which pages are mostly user accessing our application. Those scenarios we can consider as a critical business transactions. So as a manual testing point of what they can do, they will test each and everything. Like also they will do for the, they will enter for the click on like and it is a doing for the correct or not, they will check. But our point of view, no need to check for the what is the not a CBT means no need to test that because that is we don't have any load. So why we need to waste our time and why we need to do for that? So that is why only what are the critical business transaction in our application, those scenarios only we need to test. That is the critical business transactions. So next will be average response time. So this all we can gathering from the whom is client. We need to gather from this all things client. Like we are testing the application. For this application, what are the critical business transactions? What is the average response time of each and every transaction? We need to ask for them. And as same to the, we need to ask for the what is the peak hours, what is the off peak hours. So peak hours, off peak hours. So peak hours nothing but mostly user accessing particular times, number of users will be at a time it is logging and they're doing for their transactions, we can consider peak hours. Off peak hours means very less load is happening. So those hours we can call it as a off peak hours. So going to the peak hours. So for example, we have the Facebook application will be there. So you can assume that after 6 or after 6 onwards, so everyone will be free, like someone is coming to the school, college, or someone is coming to the office, and everyone will be free and everyone will be access Facebook application. They are doing for their transactions. Means at that time what will happen? The load will be more. So we need to ask for the client. So what are the peak hours for your application? Then they will told as a Facebook application. Then 5 to night 9 or 10 o'clock is my peak hours. What is the your off-peak hours? Like very less number of user access that application. Like in morning 6 to up to 12 o'clock is the off-peak hours for my application. So these all things we can gather from the client. And as simply we need to ask for the client, which pages are mostly user accessing from this application. So and as same to we need to ask for the what is the CPU and memory utilization of this application max. So these all details we need to gather from the client. So what are the non-functional requirements? Critical business transactions, average response time, peak hours and off peak hours, and which pages are mostly user accessing the application, and we need to gather from the CPU and memory utilization also. So it's clear everyone? POC and non-functional requirements.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, yeah, maybe client will be no, then he will give for this all things. Okay, what are the critical business transaction, this application, everything they will provide. Maybe sometime what will happen means client also don't know what is the CBT, you don't know what is the response time, you don't know what is the peak hours, off peak hours, and which pages are mostly user access. He don't know for anything for this application. Then what is your approach? As a performance test engineer, first will be we can gather from the client or business analyst. Like we need to speak with the business analyst also. We need to gather these details. Maybe they also don't know for this application anything for this application. Then what is as a performance test engineer? What is your approach? We can divide as a 3 cases. Like client doesn't know anything application and application is production, and client doesn't know application and application not in production, and client doesn't know application and application not in production, there is no competitor. So first point means client doesn't know for this application point of view, application is production nothing but it is application will be live, means we are everyone using and everyone we are doing for application, we are using for their application. So if it is a production, then how to we can gather the our non-functional requirements? Like we can using for the production logs or site analytical tool or Splunk tool, using that we need to gather our non-functional requirements. Like we can take the historical data of the last 1 year data. We can take that historical data and we need to find out for the each and every URL. So we can get for the production like nothing but it's we'll get for the what are the data we used for the as a production, all data will be displayed. The data using the data we need to identify the our critical business transactions. So like for example login transaction will be there. So in the production logs you can observe that login happen for the more than 10,000 times for the in the last 6 months. Then we can consider as a that is the CBT. So based on that, using for the production logs or we have the some site analytical tool will be there. Based on that, you need to find out for the our non-functional requirements. So that is the first point. And second point, client doesn't know anything application not in production. Means it is a live. So using for the production log, you find for the non-functional requirements. But this time application not in production also. So not in production means what happened? Means this is application is not in live. So we don't have any production logs also. Then how to we can gather our non-functional requirements? Like we can using for the internet traffic monitoring utilities Alexa.com or using as a commutator, using the commutator. So what is the commutator? Nothing but see, for example, we are testing some X banking. Okay, already some A banking already we know because that is already so now is working. Say for example, ICICI we are doing already, HDFC already its application is going. So our ICICI bank commutator will be HDFC. Using the HDFC because banking right. So we need to know for the okay banking what they are doing. Same thing we are doing for the ICICI bank only. So based on that commutator, we need to find out for the our non-functional requirements, like what are the critical business transactions, what is the average response time, what is the peak hours, what is the off peak hours, and what is the CPU memory. These all things we can gather from the using for the as a commutator. That is the second point. And third point, you can observe client doesn't know application and application not in production. There is no competitor. Means this time we don't have competitor also. We are doing some X insurance company, but we don't have any company for as of now, not there. So then how to you can gather your non-functional requirements? Like we can directly, for example, we are one restaurant we need to test that, but that is the production log we don't have. There we have there is any no competitor. So we need to do for the performance testing. Then what is our approach? Like we can we need to convert our traditional business to the online business. So traditional is nothing but they have the restaurant and everything is running in the front end of there directly. So based on direct business, we need to convert their direct business to the our online business. Like we need to ask for the direct for them. Like how many users are coming to the direct for directly, how many number of users coming, and how many are register users for your application. Then they told as a 3,20,000 users will be daily users, they told. Okay, total users will be 3,20,000 users will be registered users, they told. Application registered. So total users will be registered users will be how many? 3,20,000. For 3,20,000